This is the update on BB-8's body shell. Still not perfect. I'm using some Halford's automotive paint. I've used the filler primer and done a lot of rubbing down, etc. And this is Halford's appliance white, so it's the sort of same colour you'd have for a fridge or a cooker or something. So it's not perfect, but it's getting there. I'll have to take some of the shine off. There's a bit too much of a shine on some of the panels, so it'll need a lacquer afterwards at the end, so I'll put a bit of a dull coat on it just to sort of dull it down a little bit so it's not quite so shiny. But it's not looking too bad. Here's one of the pieces, one of the triangles that's it's just got primer on at the moment. It's not got the top coat. And in the shed, I'm going through them all, really, just trying to get them as neat and as good as I can get, really. Basically, I'm just going through this multiple times. Must be 5 or 6 passes of, you know, filler, sand, primer, filler, sand, primer, filler, sand, primer, until I get anywhere near a top coat. So very, very monotonous, very repetitive. But just like building the models that I build as well, sometimes there's a lot of repetition, and this is part of the model building process. Some of it's a lot of work goes into some of the bits and pieces that we have to do. So anyway, I'll catch up with you later. Hi there, just a little bit of a update on how the painting of the body panels are going for BB-8. I think I'm finally getting to a point where I'm happy with the finish. It's taken a lot of going over. You know, you get it looking reasonably good from a distance, and you realise there's lots of little imperfections, so I'm going back and more puttying, more sanding, and just probably being a little bit over fussy, but hopefully that's going to look as good on camera as it does to me here. It'll be worth the effort. So yeah. So that's just a little update on the BB-8 never-ending story of sanding, priming and painting, but finally I like the finish. Okay, quick update on the BB-8 build. Finally getting the bodywork pretty much on the way to completion. I'm going to show you this morning how just move the head. How I'm masking this off, because it's a lot easier than it might look because of the panel lines. They make things much easier. So there's a couple that I did yesterday. Still need a little bit of tweaking and neatening up, and I still need to add the lights and things, but the actual panels are not looking too bad, I don't think. So this one I had a little bit of an issue with, where I was masking up to do the silver before the orange had really dried. I did have a layer of lacquer on there as well, but I must have not got very good coverage on that one, so I'm just going to mask a little section of that up, probably from there to there, and just respray that. So I'm going to show you how I'm doing that, and I've got another one there which I'm going to mask up completely, so I'll show you the way I'm doing it. It's not particularly rocket science or anything, but there is a nice little easy tip if you're not used to masking and spraying. So I'll get set up and I'll show you as I go. Okay, I promised you I'd show you how I'm masking these discs off. They're actually nice and easy because we've got these nice clearly defined panel lines. So rather than messing around with hundreds if not thousands of little bits of tape trying to get around the corners, I'll show you how I've been doing it. I'm not saying it's the right way to do it, but this is how I've been doing it. It certainly saved me a lot of time. Okay, so I'm going to mask off to do the orange ring around the outside. Now, one option, of course, leave the orange rings separate and don't attach them, but I've noticed that some of them, once you do snap them in and then glue them, some of these stick out a little bit, so I've decided to do it all as one piece, glue it all and do it all as one piece. So because I want the orange pieces, all I'm doing is literally putting the masking tape over like that, and then I'm using this lovely panel line. Just run your nail through it first, just to get it to sit down like so. If you've got longer or sharper nails than me, you can probably actually cut it with your nail, but if not, then just run a sharp knife around there quickly and just follow the line. I'm not doing this properly because I'm trying to do it one-handed while I'm holding the camera with the other hand, but you get the idea. And then Bob's your uncle. So much quicker than trying to do every tiny little line and every tiny little piece one at a time. So we're just going to run a line up there, a line up there, sorry, and then a line around there. So in theory this should all come away now quite easily, like so, and that's how easy it is to mask these pieces up. So I'm just going to lay pieces of tape all the way over and then just trim it off with a knife using the panel lines to get the nice cuts. And I found so far on the other ones that's been quite a good way of doing it. There's a bit of a ridge in the middle of that panel there. That's going to need some more work, but you get the idea on the masking. I did the same thing up on the head as well. So there we go, just a quick way of masking off these what look like very difficult things to mask off. They're actually really easy. Okay, and that's basically it. And that's just how I'm going to mask off to do the orange ring. So basically just pop your tape on, use those ridges, and either a nail, a thumbnail or something, or sharp knife to cut round the lines, and you're done. And then what I tend to do, I do my orange today, and then I'll leave it a day or two, and then I shall do the silver bits separately, just to give the orange paint a chance to really dry and really stick on. Otherwise, if you're too quick with the masking tape, you'll just take yesterday's paint off. So there we go. So I'll show you a bit more later on. Okay, this is that last panel. I'm just going to do a few more coats and then we'll take this tape off, and hopefully that's going to be okay. And then I'll leave it overnight, mask off again to do the silver doors in the middle. Okay, so this is the last panel. I've now done the silver bits in the middle, and hopefully that's going to look alright. I'll get all the masking tape off and show you quickly, and then that will be the last panel of BB painted. I'm going to give him all a lacquer coat as well, because he's going to roll around eventually, and obviously he's going to get scuffed and scratched and weathered. So I'll give it a coat of lacquer to try and protect it, but I'm assuming that some of the panels are going to need redoing every now and again. But there we go. Anyway, that's it for now. I'll show you what it looks like quickly at the end, and then I'll just fit it to BB's framework. Okay, and there we have it. That's the last panel. So I'm just going to carefully go and put that on the framework, and we can have a final view of BB. Well, he's not finished, but he looks finished for now. I've still got all the lighting to do, still got all the radio control stuff to do, but for the time being he'll look quite good as a static. Let's turn the TV down.
This morning the purpose of our...
Oh dear, more politics. Right, there we go. So that's going to go on there and complete the thing. You'll notice actually probably that orange is slightly darker. I'm ultimately going to change all this. This lighter paint was terrible. It didn't flow and it didn't stick very well. It was appalling. So although this is a tad darker, I think I'm going to go with that in the end. It doesn't look as dark in real life as it does on the camera. Camera makes it look more out. But anyway, I'm going to just fit it quickly and give you a last view of him, and that will finish this video. Okay, so BB-8's now got a complete body to put the head on, so I'm going to need to figure out some way, because at the moment he's got nothing in to help him balance, so it's now just a sphere. There's no weight in the bottom or anything, so I don't think I can put the head on just yet. I'll give it a go, but I'll probably have to make a little disc or something to sit on the floor just until we get some weights inside him and some mechanics to hold him in one position. Having said that, I just tried it and it worked, so it's just the weight of the sphere really that's holding him down, because he's not got anything underneath now. He's just standing on his own. So so there he is. He's not finished, but he's getting nearer and nearer all the time. He looks like a sort of almost finished static prop. He's got the lights and the sounds, but obviously nothing else just yet. Speaking of lights and sounds, there we go. Still want to improve that sound a bit. It's a bit quiet, not very good quality. But that'll come later on when we get some mechanics inside to make him move. Yeah. That'll be good, won't it, BB? Anyway, there you go. That's it for this update on BB-8. He's really coming along now. Next time I'll start working on some lights to get inside the body there, because there's quite a lot of LEDs that are sort of going to go in some of these little areas. So we'll do that next time, and there'll be an update on R2 shortly. Got some new nice legs made out of aluminium, and I've redone the shoulders. They're the shoulders that I had for doing those legs, so I've reprinted and redone some new shoulders here, which are going to hold with much bigger bolts the alley legs. There, as you can see, that's the 4 pattern now. They're big M12 bolts, and I've managed to fit the old styrene ankles to the alley legs for now, until I can afford and buy some aluminium ankles. So they're both coming on. So that's it from me for this time. So I'll say goodbye for now, and a bye bye from BB. And I'll catch you next time. Bye.